What's up, everybody? Hope everyone is well and blessed today. Today, I just want to talk about the importance of being a father, being a parent, a mother, whatever the case is. Just being there overall for your children. Um, a lot of us today, we're growing up as single parents, and I'm just taking a look back and I'm like, damn, like there's so many single mothers, single fathers, children coming from broken homes, and I just want to shed light on how that psychologically can affect the child growing up, and it shows a lot in today's day and age. Um, Being there for your children, man, is very important because, for one, you're setting an example for them. So if you're coming from a broken home, um, for example, if you're not there as a father, your son's ultimately not gonna know how to treat a woman because he's basically going off of example. He goes by what he sees. So just being there, I'm not saying that if you and your baby mama have like problems and stuff and you guys aren't together, I'm not saying you have to like be with them. But just the fact that you're being present, that changes everything, man. That changes the whole trajectory and outcome of your child. So just be there for your kids, man, is very important, especially as a father, because you're the disciplinary. You're the one that sets the standards, and your kids should be looking to you, up to you as a hero. And if they're not looking up to you, who else are they going to look up to? So just think about that for a second. If you're not your child's hero, and they're not looking up to you, who are they going to look up to? Just think about that. Ponder on that for a little bit. Let that really marinate. If your kids are not looking up to you, who are they looking up to? Yeah, that's a deep question, man, because then they're going to go searching for answers. They're going to go looking for that role model. And 9 times out of 10, it's not a good role model. But you do have some that go looking for answers and want the best outcome, and then they look up to better, smarter individuals. But for the most part, they're just gonna go off of who looks the coolest, who's getting the most girls, who's the flashiest, and that stuff is like eye candy to children. So especially growing up in today's day and age. So just let that be mindful of that while you're raising your children. At least being present is so important, man. Like for me, I grew up without a father, so when I was growing up, I was like doing bad stuff. Like I was just, I don't know. It's just, it's tough. But looking back at it, like my mom had to do everything on her own. We were struggling, and that's just shows the power of a father, power of a father figure. So then when I got into my late 20s, that's when I kind of like, okay, like I molded myself into the man I am. But growing up, like I didn't have no path or no direction to go in. I was just going with the wind, following the crowd. So just being there for your kids, man, it changes everything. Even if you're not with the partner, just be there, be present, be there to teach. If they have any questions, because that's what kids are known for. They just have a lot of questions that they don't have answers to. And if you don't have the answer, they're going to go try to find it somewhere else. And if you, I'm not saying you need to have all the answers, but as long as you're there and you're trying and you're researching for those answers, that changes everything. So just do the best you can. Don't be a deadbeat. Don't be someone who's just bitter at the world because your partner did you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that out on your kids because they don't deserve it. Your kids, they should mean the world to you, and your kids should look at you like a superhero, like you're a star. They should be wanting to follow in your footsteps And if you're someone who comes from a broken home, if you're someone who comes from poverty, whatever the case is, you should be the one to change everything. It should stop at you, and you should start a new cycle. So don't, I know it's harder because where you come from, the environment you come from, the family you come from, but ultimately you want to change everything if you're coming from that type of background. Yeah, so just do your best, man. I'm not saying it's easy because it's not. Yeah, but just be patient, be consistent, be the best version of yourself, so it can reflect on your children. Because if you're someone who's not in the right headspace, you drinking all the time, you treating people like shit, that's gonna reflect on your children, and your children are going to start acting that way. I actually know someone. Quick little story. I know someone that lives up north. Her kid was about, I'm gonna say about 3 or 4 years old. At 3 or 4 years old, she was cursing, like saying bad words. She was twerking. She was just being like very bad and confrontational kid. But look at the mother. Look what the mother does. She drinks, parties, smokes, curses, fights, all that stuff. So that's a reflection of the child. You know what I'm saying? So you're basically a mirror of your child. When people look at your child, they see you, basically. So, yeah, and they just thought it was funny. Like, oh, this is a kid cursing, ha ha ha. But no, that's gonna affect the kid while she's growing. Because now she's already started off on a bad path. Now she's climbing up a mountain full of disaster. So that's just a quick little story, how important it is, and the example, the foundation, and the morals you put upon your child. So yeah, man, just do the best you can. Don't don't steer your child down the wrong road. Be there for them so they can have a perfect example of what it is to be a good parent. So yeah, that's all I got today. If you have anything to say about anything you want to share, leave it in the comments. If you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, I'm going to be more consistent. I'm going to be posting daily for you guys, sharing my experience, my stories, my knowledge, so you guys can implement these things in your daily lives if you find it beneficial. So, yeah, just be the best version of yourself so it can reflect on your children, because the cycle should end with you. If you grew up from a broken home, if you grew up from an abusive father, abusive mother, parents did drugs, whatever, it should stop at you. So let's change the outcome of our lives, guys. All right, everyone have a good day. God bless you all. I love you all.